Hello, Mustangs, and welcome to our all sports parent meeting for the 2024-2025 fall, winter, and spring sports seasons. My name is Michelle Liu, and I am so thrilled to be the new principal of Walnut High School and especially proud to be here in support of all of our athletic programs. So, we're excited to have you today. Our goal is to provide you with all the essential information that you'll need for your athlete. This meeting is going to be a general meeting, so we'll cover general topics and you'll have time to discuss the specific details of your child's sports when you have your individual sports meetings with your coaches. You know, Walnut High School has over 1,000 students that participate in our athletic program, and student athletes are really part of the heart and soul of our community. Our students make such an impact to our culture, our morale, and the overall experience. And, you know, having kids participate in our programs, it helps them create lifelong friendships, develops important skills for them, and it helps them discover their passions. So we really want to say thank you for letting your child try out for sports and also be part of something that's truly special for them. Um, I am now going to turn it over to our athletic director, Mr. Jerry Person, who is in his 25th year at Walnut High School as an athletic director, and he will share some important information with you that you need to know as a parent of a student athlete on our campus. All right, Jerry, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Liu. I appreciate that. Like you said, 24-25 season of sport for us, and that I started back in 2000 as our athletic director. So it's been something that I really take my pride in because of the traditions that we've built and the successes that we've had, and that we are well respected within the CIF community and within our Mount Sac area community. So I'm going to give you some information today about that's going to help you to get you through your seasons. And if you have any questions, like Dr. Liu said, we can move on into you're going to have an individual sports meeting so you can discuss those, or my email is on here also so you can be able to get a hold of me. This is the coaching staff that we have at Walnut High School. These are all the coaches that we have, and their emails are on here. This presentation will be on our website, so you can go to it at any time, and you can then click on one of these emails, and you can get a hold of that coach. But also on our website, we have a list of our coaches that you can contact them with too. And our website is going to be listed at the end, which is walnutmustangathletics.com. We have two different leagues that we compete in this year. Football competes in the Hacienda League, which we have Covina, Diamond Bar, Chino, Los Altos, and South Hills. That's our football league. That's separate from our regular other sports league. The All Other Sports League, we are moving into the Palomares League. After many years of being in the Hacienda League and how the successes that we have had, with the releaguing that took place last year, we got moved over to the Palomares League to give us the competition level has gone up, which is great for us because we have been so successful in the Hacienda League. Now we're going to make our mark in the Palomares League. And that league contains Ayala, Claremont, Bonita, Glendora, and Diamond Bar. So we will be competing against those teams this year in CIF. The athletic information that we're going to give you tonight or today is that individual sport meeting will be scheduled. So your coaches will schedule a sport meeting for you so that you can talk about the things that you need that are pertinent to your sport. The parent-coach expectation and relationships, please leave the meeting with the coach's name, the phone number, the schedules, the email, so that you can communicate with that coach directly and get your answers from your coach from your team. Procedure to discuss a concern with a coach. A lot of times concerns come up with coaches, and it's something that you guys should be able to handle and take care of. But my suggestions are, and it's a good way to handle the situation, is to have your son or daughter speak to the coach. A lot of times that'll take care of the problem or the incident or whatever it is that you want to have dealt with. If you just have your son or daughter speak to the coach, a lot of times it is taken care of. If that doesn't resolve the concern, then call or email the coach to set up an appointment for you and your son or daughter to meet with the coach. Please do not do that directly after a contest. Try to go up and talk to a coach. We have emotions going, things are going, they're taking care of the business of that certain contest. So please try and get a hold of them and set up a meeting so that you and your son or daughter can meet with that coach. If that doesn't resolve your concern, then set an appointment up with me, the athletic director, and the coach and your son or daughter. That way we can sit and talk and see where we need to go with this. Okay, so it's very important. If you can follow that chain, that would be awesome. A lot of times everything's head off at the pass before you move up that chain, and everything's taken care of. Our coaches are open. They want to hear what's going on. They want to hear your concerns. So please be open with your coaches. The next thing I want to talk about is our sportsmanship, pursuing victory with honor. We have 6 core principles that we base our whole program on, and that's the CIF, pursuing victory with honor: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and good citizenship. The biggest things I can take out of this is that we are well respected in our community. We are well respected in the CIF community because of our sportsmanship. We do a great job of winning games and being successful, but our parents, our coaches, our staff, and everybody involved with our sports are respected in CIF because of our sportsmanship. The times that we can step outside those lines and is when we start to cheer against and bring things against other teams. We want to cheer for our team and make sure that our Mustangs are going to be taken care of and that we cheer loud for them. The other thing that I want to bring up is the officials. We are in a lack of officials in CIF because of the fact that we have a lot of fans at different places that will attack officials with verbal comments and things of that nature. They're out there doing their best job they can. And right now, because of that, we have to reschedule games because we don't have enough officials for everybody to play on certain days. So it has affected CIF, and it is very important that you understand that we are in a situation where we don't have enough officials. So the best we can do is to try and recruit officials. If you have a son or daughter that played and want to come back and become an official, then they can get a hold of the associations in the area, or you can get information from me or on the CIF website. And please make sure that you're just cheering for our kids and taking care of those officials as much as we can. I will take care of, if I have to, talking with officials and things like that. Sportsmanship and attitude, like I said, Walnut is a winner on and off the playing surfaces. We have a very well respected in CIF, and that's what we want to continue. CIF information and college eligibility. These are very important rules that you need to understand with CIF that pertain to CIF. Each 6-week grading period for scholastic eligibility is you have a grading period and you have to pass 4 classes or have a 2.0 or above grade point average. So every 6 weeks is a grading period. The 6-week period ends. The teachers have a week to get their grades in on that next Friday, and then the following Monday, that's when the eligibility list comes out. So it's really 6 weeks of class, 1 week to get grades, and that's a 7-week period. And then every time on that Monday, we will put out our eligibility list. That is what you have to understand. You cannot become eligible before that 6-week grading period. Okay. So if you're passing below 4 classes, you're ineligible. If you're passing 4 classes and you have below a 2.0 at the 6th week, you can go on probation, which means that you have the next 6th week to bring it up. If you are passing 4 classes but below a 4.2 on 2.0 on a below a 2.0, excuse me, on a 2 consecutive 6-week grading period, you become ineligible. So you do have a probationary period if you fall below 2.0 on 1 6-week grading period. But if 2 consecutive, you become ineligible. If you have any questions about that, you can talk to your GLCs or you can email me and I can help you with that also. Important CIF rules that you need to take into consideration. Playing on an outside team is not allowed during the same season of sport. That is important to understand, because if we find out through any means that you are playing on an outside team, for example, if you're playing on a soccer team while you are in season and you're playing in games outside on a club team or of some sort, then you are going to be putting sanctions on yourself as well as the team. So for every game that you would have had played in, we would have to forfeit. And for every game that you would have played in during that season, you will lose two. You will be suspended for 2 games for each game that you have. So if you played on 4 games, and we played 4 games, then what's gonna happen is we're gonna forfeit 4 games if we won, and you're gonna be suspended for the next 8 contests. So it is a very plain rule. Playing on an outside team is not allowed during your season of sport. Outside of the season of sport is okay. The next one is fighting or leaving the bench. That is an ejection of 3 to 6 games. That means you will not be able to participate in 3 to 6 games, depending on the seriousness of what happened. The second violation is that you are done for that season. You will not be able to participate in any more games that season if you are fighting or leaving a bench. Leaving a bench means that if there is a fight on a field, on a court, somewhere in the pool, wherever it is, if a fight happens because of 2 teams getting a little upset at each other, what happens is if your son or daughter leaves the bench and steps onto the field, their number is written down and they are ejected from that contest also. So coaches practice a little bit if something happens to be able to keep them on the sidelines, and coaches then will handle that situation on the field along with the referees. So it's important to understand that is not acceptable. You will also, if you get ejected, you will have to come to meet with myself, with Dr. Lou, and your parent and your son or daughter will have to come and meet with us to get back into that, get out of that ejection and get out of that suspension. And just so you understand what happened and why it's happening, and that way it's not acceptable and we want to move on and get things right. So it's important to understand that meeting. If that meeting can't take place for a little while because we can't get together, then you cannot come back till that meeting takes place. So it's important to understand that. That means that you're out of the contest, of that immediate contest, and you are at the next contest. You are not allowed to play. As in the past, you were not able to attend, but now you can attend in street clothes. You can attend that contest afterwards that you are suspended from. If you have a soccer soft red, you may return for the next game. If you get deleted from a game because of the fact that you are removed from a game because you had 2 yellows and it became a red card, then you are out for that contest, but that does not mean that you're out of the next contest. That's a new rule as of last year. So that's important to understand. If you ever touch an official in a contest or are verbally abusive to an official in contest and they feel as though they are being threatened, then they will remove you from that contest, and then they will report that to CIF, and you can be banned from CIF competition for the rest of your career. So let the coaches talk to the officials, let the athletic directors talk to the officials. You guys play the game, please. Have your son or daughter play that game. College eligibility centers, very important. You need to start working on that as a freshman. You need to know that we need to work with your GLC. You can go to the NCAA Eligibility Center, which is at ncaa.org, or the NAIA Eligibility Center, which is at playnaia.org, and you can start to see how the process works. You have to have a certain number of core classes, and you have to have a certain GPA, and you have to have registered in that eligibility center to be eligible to go on and play in college. That is something that you should start early if you feel as though your son or daughter is going to get to that point where they want to play in college, because it is 10% of below 10% of athletes ever make it on and make it to college. And then 3% of those ever make it to the pros. So you know what? If you want to get to that level and you want to train to that level, then being a student athlete is important, and keeping your grades and getting your and being able to develop your skills. And then you have to get to the NCAA Eligibility Center, the NAIA Eligibility Center, if you're going to move on. So those are things that you can start to look at right now so that you can get yourself ready to go. Injuries and athletic clearance. Our trainer is Victoria Vidalis. She is very, very good at what she does. She helps along with myself to get kids cleared through our athleticClearance.com process. All of you should have already had this done that are in the fall season. If you haven't, then your son or daughter have not been cleared, then they are not going to be able to participate. So all forms need to be signed online and physical completed by a doctor, authorization to treat, assumption of risk COVID, final confirmation downloaded and signed, and then uploaded to the athleticClearance.com. That will then give you an email from our staff that says that they are cleared, or it might say denied, and it'll tell you why you're denied. And then you have to go through and figure out what it says and say, okay, I need to take care of uploading my final confirmation. That's what I'm missing. Or I don't have medical insurance, which is the next portion, which you must have medical insurance to play a sport in the high school level. And that right there can be purchased through Myers-Stevens, or you just put down your insurance that you have, because 98% of the people have their own insurance, which is okay. That's great. If you need a flyer, you can obtain a pamphlet from Victoria Vidalis, and she will take you and give you a pamphlet that you can go through Myers-Stevens and get sports insurance through that company. Okay. At the end here, it says WHS Athletic Clearance at WVUSD.org. That's for athletic clearance questions. That is a general website that comes to us that we are able to look at. Please, if you have a question, you can email Victoria, but on her school email. But this email is there for you to have anything that has to do with athletic clearance. And it keeps her email from being bombarded with all of those emails about athletic clearance, which we do get. So please make sure that you get all of that taken care of, and you are well taken care of, because she does a great job. She is there at every contest. She's there at every practice that we have on campus. She's on our campus, and if something happens, she's there to go help your son or daughter if they're injured or if they're in distress of any kind when it comes to their physical activity. So that is something we need to know. Next up, contacts you should know. Your coach's name and email. That's one. My contact, Jerry Person. I'm Jay Person at WVUSD.org. And I'm the athletic director. My athletic secretary is Ave Tavau. You can email her. Victoria Vidalis, you have her email also, and then the other email that I talked about is the for athletic clearance questions, which is down there, WHF Athletic Clearance at WVUSD.org. The last thing I'm going to say is that scores are recorded, and we have a website that is very, very informational. It has all of the things you need to have on it. And at walnutmustangathletics.com, which is on the screen now, you will be able to see that, and you will be able to go there, and you will be able to get this presentation. Number one, you can go and get this presentation, and you can look at it again if you want to see it again. And it has all the information in it that you need. But if you go to there, you'll see something about your teams also, as the coaches are, to keep that up to date and get scores and things on there so that you guys can be informed. But we have a lot of like pictures and things like that come up on there. There are highlights on there, so it's a very good website to get onto because of the fact that it gives you information about our student athletes and our athletic programs. I would like to say thank you for all of your support and everything that you guys have done. It's something that is a testament to a way we are respected, like I said before, in CIF. And I just want to continue that tradition of keeping Walnut in the forefront and just keep moving in the right direction. And I thank you for all your support for the last 25 years that I've been here, and it's been an awesome experience. So I'm going to turn this back over to our principal, Dr. Michelle Liu, who is going to now give you a little a few final words.
Okay, thank you so much, Jerry. I think that was a lot of good information, and parents, I hope that you can take this, digest it. Again, thank you for attending this meeting. If you have any questions, you can reach out to your coaches and or talk about it in the coaches meeting. But I want to wrap up by this. We love it when we are successful and we're winning championships and we're winning games. I think anybody that plays sports on a sports team is a fan of sports, can say that it always feels great when we win. Um, but I also would like to remind everybody and just say that our primary focus here at Walnut is really to provide a positive and rewarding experience for your child. Not only do we want them to be involved academically, we want them to enjoy their time here, learn valuable skills and different characteristics that they do through our athletics program so they can take that as they grow into to adults. And so I just want to just put that reminder that we love and champion all of the wins that we have. And we also know how important it is to use sports as a way to build skills and characters in our students. Our coaches here are dedicated to supporting your child. They invest countless hours in, working with your child because they love their sport and they also love to develop our student athletes. So, again, thank you so much for being here. And, we also ask that you support in being a positive influence. I know Jerry mentioned things like, being really positive and cheering on our kids, supporting our referees, and, working with our coaches so that we can have a really amazing season this school year. So we look forward to seeing you at the games. Please come say hi and be sure to connect with your coaches for more specific information about your child's sports. And we also hope that you have a really great day. All right, take care.